Some 40 years ago, I had one of the most interesting exchanges of my life. An exchange that at the time was perplexing at best, but now, as I grow older and more mature about life and death, makes complete sense. The year? 1983. Me and Susan were getting married that day, and following the wedding, in attendance at our wedding reception, was my 85-year-old grandmother on my father's side, a lifelong resident and frequent visitor to the Frigid Whip in Drakesboro, Kentucky, Granny Walker. Now, for whatever reason, Granny Walker and I found ourselves sitting alone on the patio of the venue, talking small talk, when all of a sudden the conversation turned serious as she reflected on the time she was engaged to her husband and how quickly time had passed and her many friends who passed away as well. I remember asking Granny Walker just how many close friends she had at this stage of her life. After a long pause, she looked at me dead in the eyes and exclaimed, "Only one." Shocked by her admission and confused as to why someone at this age would not have a ton of close friends, I quickly dropped the subject and moved on to more important topics like who was the knucklehead who decided to close the Frigid Whip in downtown Drakesboro. Which begs the question regarding the aging process and recent studies revealing why we might die sooner rather than later. At this stage of our life, how many close friends do you have? Now think about it before you quickly answer that question. I'm not talking about friends in the flesh, but I'm talking about friends in the spirit. Friends that you truly can share anything you feel comfortable sharing. Friends that will not judge you, but truly listen to you. Friends that will be there no matter what. I've thought a lot about this question, a whole lot. In fact, in the year 2023, I lost two very close, what I would refer to as spiritual friends, both who were male and died well before their supposed life expectancy of age 73. The first spiritual friend who passed away in 2023, he was only 66. The other, who died just a few weeks ago, was not only one of my closest spiritual friends, but my pastor. He breathed his last breath at age 63. Which takes me back to my 85-year-old Granny Walker and what she said 40 years ago when she admitted that she only had one true friend. And now that I reflect on my own spiritual journey and who I'm supposed to call my one and only true friend, I now know who she was talking about, that true friend known as Jesus Christ. And it's not just myself and Granny Walker who have a friend in Jesus. Back in 1855, a lonely preacher by the name of Joseph Shriven wrote a poem intended to comfort his mother who was living in Ireland while he was spending time in Canada. A poem that would later become one of the most famous hymns ever written, "What a Friend We Have in Jesus." The Bible talks a lot about this idea of friendship offered up by God. It's a friendship that compares nor looks anything like the temporary earthly friendships offered up by the world. In fact, the Apostle Paul said this about his friendship with Jesus. The rest of the world was but rubbish, and that of the only true lasting possession worth having was the lasting friendship that comes with knowing Jesus. And maybe that's you right now. For whatever reason, you are struggling in life and without a true friend. And not just any friend, but a true spiritual friend, one that truly understands you, your struggles, your joys, and what you might be going through right now. One that will be here not just for today, but for eternity. Well, if you don't have a friend like that, might I ask you to consider what me and my 85-year-old Granny Walker latched on 2 years ago, as well as some random poet back in 1855 trying to comfort his mother. And the truth is this. We really do have a friend in Jesus. And that, my friend, is some really good news that you and I can take to the bank. Amen?
Thanks for watching. We hope you enjoyed that video. If you'd like, check out these other clips. And be sure to hit that like button and that subscribe button for more videos.